Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the D-Art Persona 4, the animation this guy, whose name I don't know, can't read, and we'll put in the title so you know who the heck I'm talking about. I'm not familiar with Persona 4 at all. I was loaned? I borrowed this figure from a friend so I could review it for you guys, because it's a pretty cool looking figure. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Okay, well this guy can't stand on his own, so I'm going to be measuring him on the stand. So I'm going to be measuring from the top of the stand, which is close to where his feet thingies are anyway, to the top of his head right about here, not to the top of this fin thingy. So he stands at just about 18.5 centimeters, give or take, depending on how you have him posed, but it's mostly straight up and down, and about 7.25 inches. So he is very tall. But of course, he does have these super long extended leg thingies and a very long torso. So he's not as big of a figure as it seems he would be with that height measurement. But he is tall, very, very tall. So that's cool. I mean, that's what he's supposed to look like as far as I can tell. So no problems there. The paint job on this guy is really fantastic. Look at these buckles going down the front of the jacket. Very, very cool looking. Very nicely done. And then we have the two tones for the main part of the jacket. The darker silver in the middle. The more, I guess, like pearl white on the sides there. Really, really nice. Lots of red mixed in at the top. The gold painted on there. The line work. This thing is just really well done. Very impressive. Very clean. Love the way it looks. And it's all shiny and metallic and pearly and platinumy. And there's even a couple different tones of white back here. Very cool looking figure. We have a few different hands. We have the loose hands that come on him in the package. We have two gripping hands and then two jazz hand style pose hands, all very well sculpted and painted. We do have his crazy big sword blade thingy, which is relatively kind of flat and basic looking, but very nicely executed nonetheless. Nice paints, nice sculpts. And then we have his display stand, which you already saw, but very cool, very well executed. And that's it. Not a whole lot going on. Now, as far as the articulation goes on this guy, it's not the best in some places, but in other places, it's pretty cool. For the head, I'm a little hesitant to say what's in there, but it feels to me like a ball hinge. I don't want to pull on it. Again, I'm just borrowing this, so I don't want to try to take it apart. But you're going to be able to rotate the head no problem. It will look up a little bit, look down a little bit. It doesn't, I don't know, it might just be a ball peg, but it feels like a ball hinge with a ball peg on top of it. So you can play around with that. These guys are hinged and they can support their own weight. So that's pretty good. Very nicely done. For the shoulders, we have a ball peg that goes into the torso with just a big cap that kind of hides that. So it lets the arm move around a whole bunch. And then on the outside here, we have a little bit of a hinge. So you don't get the best range out of it because of the way the shoulder pad is shaped. But you can pose his arms pretty well without really too much of an issue. So that's okay. So the bicep swivel doesn't really work all that well. You get a little bit out here up at the shoulder, but that's really just about it. So it's pretty limited. Single jointed elbow gives you better than 90 degrees though, so that's good. And then the wrists are on little tiny ball hinges, but because they're recessed within his jacket, you're not going to have the best range there. So that's, I mean, it's good enough, but it's pretty limited. For the torso, I think it's just a ball peg, which works really nicely for the upper torso. Just goes to show you guys, you can get so much done with a ball peg when it's well executed. I don't know why a lot of these companies opt for the ball hinge, and it just doesn't work as well. This works very nicely. The rotation is pretty limited, though, because of the width of his torso, and it's very narrow front to back, so it doesn't rotate that much. Lower torso, pretty much non-existent. Doesn't really want to move. I'm not even sure if it's supposed to, but it doesn't move at all. Now, here's where we start to really come into some issues. This is all one solid piece. So the hips, even though they have like that common rider design where you can rotate them forward and back on a swivel, and then they have a hinge going out to the side, really the hinge will just go as far as the jacket allows, but front and back, it's pretty limited. You can get some posing done because it splits in the front, but that's about it really. There is a thigh swivel, but I can't get either of them to work. For the knees, it's a double jointed knee, which does give you pretty good range. And like I said, you can get some posing done, but having this solid jacket piece, even though it's soft material, doesn't help. And then lastly, we have the ankles, which are just really a ball peg. I guess it's an ankle. I don't know. This guy doesn't look like a human, so I don't know what that is, but you have to peg these on, so it's just a ball peg really. So it's definitely going to be a lot more limited in many poses, but I have a feeling he doesn't need to be in any crazy poses, and it's going to be good enough because it does look fantastic, and I don't really see how they could have done too much better without killing the way it looks. So yeah, I'm going to recommend it. I know this is an older figure, and probably not many of you are trying to track this down, but I guess there's a new Persona thing coming out, so maybe people will. I don't know. It's cool, so I recommend it, and that is that. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you come back for that. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And in the meantime, keep collecting.